Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Stuart Pearce defends Martinelli after Aston Villa win. Stuart Pearce has told talkSPORT that he has no issue with Gabriel Martinelli celebrating before scoring for Arsenal in their win over Aston Villa, instead insisting that he has an actual problem with those who complain about his actions after the game. Martinelli put the exclamation point on a dramatic win for Mikel Arteta's side in the 98th minute on Saturday. The Brazilian was played in by Fabio Vieira, and he was left with a clear run on goal, with Emiliano Martinez heading up for a corner beforehand. It was apparent for some time that Martinelli was going to score, and with that, the 21-year-old threw his arms up from the edge of the area to prematurely celebrate the Gunners' fourth goal. Gabi Agbollahor bizarrely hit out at Martinelli and claimed that the celebration was disrespectful. Of course, Agbollahor has connections to Villa, and he is known for some interesting tags, shall we say. Pearce, however, hinted that the only issue he had was with those who took exception with Martinelli's actions. He said, I have no problem with him doing whatever he does. If you have got a niggle with it, don't come out afterwards as a rival player and moan about it. Sort it out on the pitch. We are in the entertainment business, the relief of running the length of the pitch and putting the ball in the net. You know the games won at 4-2, it was a big statement victory by Arsenal. All of those things thrown in the mix, don't be tough on him. It really depends on how you view Martinelli's actions. For some, it may have been incredibly arrogant to celebrate in that manner. However, for most, it was a young player failing to contain his excitement with his side on the verge of a massive 3 points. Even if Martinelli was being cocky, it came against a side who boast Martinez. The Argentinian is the king of riling up opposition players and fans with his antics in games. Bukayo Saka is all strapped up and playing in pain. Arsenal are worried about him. Arsenal star Bukayo Saka is getting used to being forced to strap himself up and play in pain every week, with Goal reporting that the Gunners are worried about him. Saka has been Arsenal's standout player this season, and it's no surprise that he has become a target for opposition defenses. The 21-year-old has been on the receiving end of some heavy challenges in recent weeks, particularly during the 4-2 win at Villa Park on Saturday. The youngster was spotted limping after taking a heavy blow to the ankle against the Villains, and it's certainly not the first time he's been left in pain after being fouled this season. Alexander Zinchenko called for referees to do more to protect the Arsenal winger in an interview, and it seems that the North London club are worried about Saka's physical condition. Goal reports that Saka is having to get used to strapping himself and playing through pain every single week. The outlet notes that Arsenal are worried about the young winger due to him being targeted by opposition defenders. Saka has undoubtedly been on the receiving end of persistent fouls every single week this season. It's understandable that Arsenal are concerned about the Highland Academy product and he may need more protection from referees moving forward, but it will be difficult to enforce, especially if it's different players chipping in to foul Saka each time. That being said, there have been occasions this season where a single player has been let off the hook for fouling Saka several times. Bernardo Silva got away with far too many late challenges on the England star before being booked at the Emirates last week. Saka has shown a brilliant attitude in recent weeks, though, as he continues to dust himself down and get on with the task at hand for Arteta. Ian Wright says Jorginho's passing is so good. Ian Wright has assessed what Jorginho brings to the Arsenal midfield when he plays in there instead of Thomas Partey. Wright has praised the Italian on the Kelly and Wrighty show, whose shot in stoppage time deflected in of Emiliano Martinez to earn the Gunners a crucial win over Aston Villa on Saturday. Partey's fitness has been a problem throughout his Arsenal career, and last month, Mikel Arteta went into the market to get another central midfielder. They went big for Moses Caicedo, but when it became clear Brighton would not sell, they landed Jorginho from Chelsea for £12 million. Wright said, It's a certain worry, but what Jorginho brings is a creativity and a possession of the ball that might create more chances for us. Whereas Thomas Partey, yes, he might be intercepting more and stopping them from doing stuff, which then the onus has to be on the defenders to do more because you haven't got Thomas Partey. We have got Jorginho. Because what we have got from Jorginho is when he does get it, is the passing and the passing through the lines and the creation. And now you are getting him to score goals as well. It kind of evens itself out, so I'm quite happy with it. Jorginho is a different type of player to Partey, but he has slotted in seamlessly at Arsenal and is proven in the Premier League and under the pressure of elite games. He was not brought to the club to smash in long range late goals, but that was a happy coincidence on Saturday when Arsenal really needed a goal. Manchester City's draw later in the day swung the psychological battle in the title race back Arsenal's way after a testing few weeks. Rio Ferdinand now predicts whether Arsenal are going to win the Premier League title this season. Rio Ferdinand has now shared whether he thinks Arsenal are going to win the Premier League this season. Ferdinand was speaking on his YouTube channel and previewing the Gunners' run in. Although it's nearly the end of February, there is still plenty of football left to play this season. Mikel Arteta's side still have 15 games left to play in the league before the season final on May 28th, albeit that's one more match than nearest rivals Manchester City have left to build up their points tally. The two sides will also face each other at the Etihad in a game that could have huge implications in the title race. Both sides still have European distractions, although Pep Guardiola will also need to think about the FA Cup as well. There is still a huge number of factors that could determine who ends up lifting the Premier League trophy in a few months' time. However, Rio Ferdinand has now made his prediction on whether Arsenal can win the league. He is confident that he already knows where the title is heading. The former Manchester United centre-back scrolled through Arsenal's remaining fixtures and said, Arsenal are going to win the league. I think they are. I have just looked at their fixtures. It just made me think that they are going to win the league. The Gunners have already faced the teams in third and fourth, Manchester United and Tottenham, twice this season. Away games against Man City, Newcastle, Liverpool, and high-flying Fulham look like their biggest remaining challenges. They have also got to welcome Chelsea and Brighton to the Emirates in their final few games. Arsenal could be able to welcome back Gabriel Jesus for the run-in, which will benefit them. Ferdinand's prediction of where the Premier League will end up will certainly please plenty of Arsenal fans, but they won't be celebrating until it's mathematically impossible that they can't be caught. Arsenal now preparing massive offer for extraordinary striker. Arsenal are not only interested in Atalanta forward Rasmus Højlund, but La Repubblica in Italy reports that they are one of the teams preparing a massive offer for the youngster. The 20-year-old has enjoyed an outstanding season. He has scored 13 goals and contributed 5 assists in all competitions, having started the campaign at Sturm Graz. It appears that his stay in Italy could actually be a short one. La Repubblica reports that both Arsenal and Real Madrid are admirers of the Denmark international, and it appears that they are both ready to confirm their interest. The report suggests that the Gunners and Los Blancos are prepared to make monstrous bids for the youngster. Meanwhile, a report from Calcio Mercato has claimed that his asking price will be at least £44 million. That would present Atalanta with an opportunity to make a significant profit on the £15 million plus add-ons they spent last year. That is also around the same amount Arsenal spent on Gabriel Jesus in the summer. Højlund is still finding his way in the game. However, it does appear that he is destined to take another step in the coming years. Gasperini has previously suggested that he has extraordinary talent, and he is already making an impact in Serie A, having only recently arrived in the country. He stands at 6 feet and 4 inches, that obviously highlight that he is a real force in the air. However, there is a lot more to his game. FBref compares him with the likes of Immobile, Alexander Isaac, and Robert Lewandowski. It would be quite something if Arsenal could secure his signature in the summer. They are clearly facing some lofty opposition in the race, but the Gunners are flying right now, so it's definitely a very exciting time to move to the Emirates if the chance presents itself. Journalist drops Declan Rice favourites claim ahead of the summer. Arsenal will be among the clubs trying to sign Declan Rice this summer, and as it stands, things are looking good for the Gunners. The West Ham star is expected to leave the Hammers after being loyal for a number of seasons. Rice is expected to go and pursue Champions League football. Of course, Arsenal top the table at the moment and have more or less guaranteed a top 4 spot already. And speaking to Give Me Sport about the interest from Arsenal in Rice, journalist Benny Jacobs has said that as of now, it's indeed Arsenal who are just ahead in the race. He said, Arsenal are still perhaps slightly ahead of Chelsea simply because of their league position and how advanced their project is comparative to Chelsea. Rice, as I am told, would quite like to stay in London, so Chelsea and Arsenal may sense an opportunity there compared to, say, Manchester United or even Newcastle United. Arsenal are currently top of the table after beating Aston Villa this weekend. They are expected to spend in the summer once again. They are expected to spend in the summer once again with Rice top of their shopping list. There has been so much talk of a move to Chelsea in recent seasons that it's almost going to be surprising if Rice doesn't sign for them. However, Arsenal have positioned themselves nicely here. They sit top of the pile and will be able to offer the Champions League football. Chelsea won't as it stands. Rice could well be swayed by the Arsenal project. His best pal Mason Mount could also leave Chelsea in another influencing factor. If indeed the Gunners do go all the way and win the league, then landing the West Ham star becomes a very real possibility. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic on Gunners' radar as Rice alternative. Arsenal will be looking to add a new midfielder to the ranks in the summer, with Declan Rice the top of their list. The West Ham midfielder is expected to leave this summer. Arsenal and Chelsea are known to be leading the chase, with Rice apparently keen to remain in London if he can. Of course, that doesn't mean Arsenal's list of potential signings stops with Rice. A whole host of names will be on Edo's list, one of which could be Serbian star Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. The Lazio midfielder has long been admired by Arsenal and others, and according to journalist Pete O'Rourke, Arsenal will definitely be considering signing Milinkovic-Savic in the next window. There will be a lot of clubs competing for his signature, but we know that Arsenal are looking for midfield reinforcement, having missed out on Moses Caicedo in January, so I am sure Milinkovic-Savic is someone who is on their radar as well. Lazio will want big money for Milinkovic-Savic. However, his price could be as low as £44 million according to the player's agent, and at that price, Arsenal might feel it's a deal too tempting to not to go for. We have seen his name mentioned for years now, but he's never quite got his move to England sorted. But there does seem to be a growing feeling Milinkovic-Savic might finally arrive, and Arsenal would be a smart move. The Gunners might need more than one midfielder this summer. If they do miss out on Rice, then Milinkovic-Savic is more than advocate as a backup. Ideally, Arsenal get Rice and the Lazio star, and if that did happen, the Gunners fans would be delighted. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.